and this is 2 minutes of truth walking. Today's topic is taking ground. Well, what does that mean? And here it is. I didn't use the terminology claiming sovereignty, simply because that has so many connotations. And I do normally call it claiming sovereignty. In other words, being who you are no matter what. Claiming who you are no matter what's happening around you, no matter what those who control or those who feel that they're in control politically or in any other way, culturally, religiously, no matter what anyone says, just being who you are. And by who you are, I mean alignment. So let's just look at the terminology. Taking ground means claiming that, claiming your deepest truth, claiming your oneness, and claiming sovereignty. Also, claiming agency, taking agency in any situation, otherwise known as empowerment. We all deserve to be in our greatest state of empowerment. I don't even like the word deserve, because it feels like there's some capacity of you need to earn this, where it's not. It is your right, it is your birthright to be in a space of empowerment. And that's a gift you get to give to yourself. So this topic came up because we're always in a position of using social media, looking things up on different search engines, and we get certain opinions, and a lot of the times we're getting opinions that the powers that be want us to see. There are certain opinions, no matter where you come from, no matter what your political stance is, there's certain opinions that will always come into the picture, and you'll always get them. And yet you're not getting a rounded picture. The only way to find your deepest truth, to take ground, is to check in with your alignment. So 3 ways to know that you are taking ground. The first thing is that you feel like your heart is open. You feel in oneness. When you see yourself looking at, say you're on social media and there's a post and you feel very strongly, you want to comment, you find yourself reading other people's comments to see if yours is appropriate, that's a space in which you're not aligned, you're not taking ground, where you're studying the other comments to figure out if yours is appropriate instead of checking within. So that's one way. Are you taking ground? Well, how are you responding? What space are you responding from? Another way to see if you're taking ground, does something upset you? Does someone else's opinion really upset you? Not their call to action. A call to action is different, but does their opinion upset you? If they have a much more conservative opinion or a much more liberal opinion than you, does that upset you? If it's done in a way just to express themselves. And if it upsets you, then you're not taking ground because it's swaying you. Someone else's opinion sways you, whereas other people's opinions are really none of our business. We're all allowed to have different opinions. We want that for ourselves. We want to be able to be who we are, so we should want that for others. So that's the second check-in. Does an opinion upset you? Not a call to action, because sometimes a call to action could have consequences, and it perhaps makes your heart sore as to what those consequences would be, or makes you angry or gets you very emotional. even that, we can say being in oneness means that, you're aligned, that there is a purpose to this, that there is intention, collective intention. We're moving to where we asked to be. And that's a spiritual point, but we're talking about individually now. So we've now got two ways of checking whether we're in oneness, whether we're taking ground, whether we're claiming sovereignty. Do you care about, do you try and take the temperature of other people's opinions before stating your own? Are you getting upset because of someone else's opinion? And third way is, are you able to just check in and be able to express yourself with love and kindness, whether it's towards yourself, whether it's in your head, whether it's in a comment on social media, or whether it's in speech? Are you able to express what you want to with love, without retaliating as if you're being attacked? So that's the third way. And then the second thing is, the last thing is, don't allow labels to fence you in. If there are, we can call things, we can call it claiming sovereignty, we can call it having agency, we can call it taking ground, we can call it being empowered. There are so many different labels for the same thing, for being in alignment in your deepest truth, no matter what. When we allow labels to affect us, like someone calling you a conspiracy theorist, perhaps someone calling me a conspiracy theorist because I said, well, we only see what the powers that be want us to see. That's okay. Those labels, we don't need to let them upset us, because everyone looks through the lens of their own truth. And sometimes when people are misaligned, as we all are at different times, they may call us or label us, call us a name, label us in a certain way, which perhaps could upset us, because you're thinking, well, I am not that. Does it matter? Does someone's opinion matter? So here we go. Here's to taking ground in every situation and being aligned in every situation. And maybe we can't do that because there are just times we are misaligned. It's called the condition of being human. But we get to have the intention of being aligned, of taking ground, of claiming sovereignty, of having agency, of being empowered, of being ourselves, no matter who says what, or what the common opinion is, or what is going on in the world. We get to be that truth, and we get to liberate others, to liberate our tribe and fellow beings, because we are standing in the light of our truth. And that's not the primary reason for doing it. It's for being in alignment. But this is what happens, and it's a gift to everyone, and it's a gift to ourselves. Love and light to you. Here's to taking ground.